Press the button, my friend.
The Out of Bounds Show is live from the Whiskey 61 Lounge in the Bank Plus studio.
Check it out.
Dave Bartoo will join us here in a minute. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone ESPN. He's now a March Madness insider, which is kind of cool. Jason, did you watch any of the March Madness over the weekend? Cool. Yeah, your bracket 100%. Michigan State, Kansas State Thursday. Arkansas, UConn. Florida Atlantic, Tennessee. Gonzaga, UCLA. I picked UCLA to win it, so they'll probably get bounced here Thursday night, unfortunately. I don't think Mick Cronin is a nice person, but he is a hell of a basketball coach. The Out of Bounds Show, 105.9 The Zone ESPN, is brought to you by MS Smart Homes, mssmarthomes.com. And Jake Manning can make your entertainment center, living room, man room, whatever, playroom, come to life. I hired Jake Manning and MS Smart Homes to come in my house several weeks ago, and I wanted to get it all ready before March Madness, the Masters, college baseball, and the NFL draft. And it's awesome. So they did all of our rooms, including my man room, which is really cool. And now I actually have two TVs that work right, that are easy to work. And I've got this Sonos surround sound stuff, and it's way over my head, but it's easy to work, and it's awesome. So if you want to take your living room, den, man room, playroom to another level, mssmarthomes.com. And Jake Manning will do that for you. Let's go to the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Bring in March Madness insider, Dave Bartoo, on the Out of Bounds Show. Bartoo, what's up, buddy?
And dude, calling me a March Madness insider is like calling you a turkey hunting insider. You're going to pass out when you see blood. You know, that ain't part of the y'all lifestyle. You can't pass out as soon as you see blood.
Did you hear? I don't know if you know this, but a friend of ours is a guy named Josh Raggio, and he's a famous duck call maker, okay? And he opened up a mercantile shop in Raymond, which is about 20 minutes from here, too. All right. And he's made duck calls for all sorts of people. And it's like a 2-year wait, Bartoo. But he's also made them for celebrities like Jerry Jones and MLB baseball players and so on. And we got into this discussion on Friday because I did a broadcast from his mercantile shop. And he's taking me turkey hunting in the next few weeks. How do you think I'll do?
Oh, you'll be fine. You'll love it. I'm jealous as hell. I can tell you that right now. To come down to the SIP and go turkey hunting for a week.
We'll fly you in. And we'll go to the Golden Moon.
There we go. And we'll talk some sports betting. Oh my gosh, I am so enamored with the basketball tournament and sports betting on the dang thing now.
So how is your so you've been into football, but you have never done the basketball thing, and an athletic director called you last year on a coaching search and said, run the scoring efficiency numbers on X, Y, and Z. And you did that, and it kind of gave you, you took the bait, and now you're in. How is your model doing in March Madness, Bartoo?
From a betting standpoint, it has been nothing short of amazing. I mean, it's seriously. I mean, I've been on show after show, and we just talk about what games to bet. And what's been incredibly impressive are the CBI and the NIT games. People that have been trailing the model in CBI and NIT games have been just killing it. I mean, to the point of I can't even believe some of these days that we're having. And I'll post them on Twitter. I think the last post I had, it went 6-1 on non big tournament games. Now in the big tournament, I know people are like, well, what about your bracket? Well, I'm more interested in the sports betting because I ain't winning anything.
Right.
the bracket, but my ESPN bracket is 96th percentile right now.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
Bartoo.
I'm totally serious, and we all know Purdue is the biggest choke, of the tournament so far, maybe of history. But let's not discount Arizona as well. Arizona is fourth in total team scoring efficiency on the season. There are 6 top 10 scoring efficiency teams in the Sweet 16 right now. 6 of them. In Arizona is the only Power 6, maybe Power 7 conference team that's not in there. Arizona is running a very, very strong race for second place for the biggest choke in the tournament so far.
Yeah, I wrote Arizona like you mentioned them, and I didn't pick them to win it. I changed that at the end. I changed it to UCLA, but I didn't bet them. But I picked them a good bit in my bracket. But I did listen to you last week, and last Thursday I won $930, so I was kind of excited about that. So I took a couple of your plays, and we were at the Golden Moon for March Madness show. Anyway, so Arizona and Purdue bounced. Who do you like? Can we go over some games starting Thursday? Are you ready or no? Okay.
Yeah, no, I could, dude. Any Joe Boo can hit the curveball. I can go absolutely any direction with these games.
Okay, I want to go selfishly with Gonzaga, who hasn't won it under Few, but has been amazing for 10 plus years, and then UCLA under Cronin, who I picked to win it, even though he's not a good dude. But that is a massive matchup on CBS at 8:40 our time, 6:45 your time, and I'm looking forward to that. Tell me about and it's a 2-3 seed. The line's only 2 points. Tell me about that game, Bartoo.
This is a ridiculous basketball game. And this was, I had this in my bracket. I had this circled as a Final Four game. Winner of this is the Final Four team in my question. And I don't have any change on that whatsoever. But look at these two teams. Look at their numbers year to date and the last 3 weeks. So Gonzaga, number 1 scoring efficiency on the entire season. 366 teams, number 1 in the country on offense. UCLA, number 9 defensively on the season. So you got strength against strength. In the last 3 weeks, Gonzaga is 4th in offense. UCLA is 11th. Gonzaga is 62nd in defense. UCLA is 31st. That gives you the number 3 and the number 4 total scoring efficiency teams in the Sweet 16. Wow. Just a massive, massive basketball game. My model, I have it 71. This is where the decimal points come in. I have it 71.57 to 71.05 UCLA.
Wow.
I got UCLA by 0.51. Now the line right now is UCLA by 2. So I am sitting right on that line. So I lean UCLA. I'm at 142.6 points. The line right now is 145.5. So I lean slightly under, but I wouldn't bet it because over the last 3 weeks, both offenses have been better than both defenses. So if I'm going to bet something here, my favorite lean on this is going to be just taking UCLA, wipe the points out, just give me UCLA money line to win.
Okay, that makes sense. I did one of those on Thursday with Texas, and then gave the points away. Hey, why are the unders hitting so much in the tournament?
I'm not sure on that one. I mean, and they're not just hitting by a little bit. You know, I mean, I've seen 2 games. I saw one game start 22-2. I saw one game start 24-2. You know, I mean, they got 2 points and they're 7 minutes in, and you're just rolling a doobie with your ticket at that point if you're on the over. So, but yesterday in the CBI, everything was over. So I think there's two thoughts. I think number one, first round nerves. There was a lot more unders in the first round than second round. And I think the other thing is when you look at all the teams in the Sweet 16 right now, their average defensive scoring efficiency over the last 3 weeks is 49th in the country combined. You add them all up, they're 49th in the country combined. The offensive side of it is 78th. So, very defensive dominated field.
Mm-hmm.
And from a basketball standpoint, look at the turnaround time. What's easier to get ready, offensively or defensively? Right? So maybe going forward in the brackets too is look at teams that are better defensively. And if you look at your top defenses right now, who's in the top 25 over the last 3 weeks? Texas, Houston, Alabama, San Diego State, Florida Atlantic. Those are your top defenses.
Okay.
Over the last 4 weeks. You know, your top offenses, like I said, Gonzaga, UCLA are your top offenses. So if I'm picking somebody, it's just like in college football, exactly like college football. Remember how I always talk, take the team with the best scoring efficiency. What's the elite teams on the offense or defensive side of the ball? So that's Gonzaga, UCLA, Alabama, Houston, Texas. I think your national title winners coming from those 5.
So Alabama could have their hands full against San Diego State Friday afternoon.
Oh, now you want to talk about an under. I have that game projected at 129. The total on it's 137. But over the last 3 weeks, Alabama's number 4 in defensive scoring efficiency. San Diego State is number 11 in defensive scoring efficiency.
Whoa.
Offensively, Alabama's 57. San Diego State is 150. So this is a very strong lean towards the defensive side of it. San Diego State, the problem with them is they just can't shoot threes. I have them penciled in for 15 points from 3-point range. I have Alabama at 24. I think that's the ball game right there.
Okay. Let's go back to Arkansas, an SEC team. Arkansas and UConn, they're playing Thursday night. How do you handicap that one, Bartoo?
Two teams. Well, if you look at the numbers, remember how you just said Gonzaga is number 3 in scoring efficiency over the last 3 weeks. UCLA is number 4.
Mm-hmm.
This is the worst combination in the bracket. This is 106 versus 65. So it's actually a really balanced game. I like the offenses better. Arkansas is running at a 97 clip. UConn is ranked 47, which is better than both the defenses. So I got it right out of the bat. I lean slightly over. I lean UConn to win because they're playing better basketball. I have this game 71.5 to 67. So I got UConn by 4.5. The line is 3.5. My total, though, if you add these points up, I'm at 138.49, and the Golden Moon is sitting at 139.5.
Wow.
So the projection is sitting right on the line. I'm leaning Connecticut to win and cover in this basketball game. But, man, my football brain tells me UConn didn't have to play as tough a schedule as Arkansas, right?
Good point.
They didn't, you know. And so I don't like these matchups where it's UConn, it's Tulane versus Arkansas, right? I mean, this is I look at it. It's hard to turn my football mind off. I know UConn is really, really talented. But I look at the schedules, but this is only the last 3 weeks. So it has been against better competition. Again, if I'm trying to hedge my bet, I'm just going to bet UConn to win the basketball game. That's it. The numbers support it. They have better scoring efficiency on defense. They're better on offense. They're a better overall team over the last 3 weeks. I like UConn to win and advance in the bracket.
Let's go Michigan State, Kansas State. We're visiting with Dave Bartoo. He's been handicapping the tournament on a hell of a roll, not just the big dance, but also CBI and NIT. So Izzo's been here forever. Kansas State took Kentucky out, and they're a great story. Jerome Tang had to spend 19 years at Baylor as an assistant. Now he gets hired, and they're unbelievable. Michigan State, Kansas State, Bartoo. Who do you like?
By the numbers, I like Michigan State, and that goes with the book. The books are at -2 on Michigan State, so Michigan State's the favorite here. Over the last 3 weeks, Kansas State 32nd in total team scoring efficiency, Michigan State 50th. This is going to be a huge battle of wills, okay? Because when you look at the numbers, I have Kansas State beating Michigan State by 6 from 3. But I have Michigan State beating Kansas by 5 from the free throw line. That's where the efficiencies match up. So Michigan State, this comes down to, can Kansas State hit their threes or Michigan State get to the free throw line? That's the battle of wills in this ballgame. I got it 69-68 Michigan State for 137 total. The line right now at the Golden Moon, I'm at 137.19. Golden Moon right now is sitting at 137.5. So I got no value there. So again, if risk-wise, bet-wise, my favorite bet or total on this, I'm just going to take Michigan State to win and move on.
Tennessee, Florida Atlantic. Rick Barnes.
Can I call upset alert?
Yeah.
Early? Is it too early? Oh, man. Florida Atlantic is the most balanced team in all of college basketball. If it was Florida State or Florida with their record and these numbers, they'd be the number 1 seed across the board. Not even a question. Massive defensive matchup here. Florida Atlantic is number 7 in the last 3 weeks defensively. Tennessee is the number 1 defensive efficiency team in college basketball. Number 1. And maybe that's why they've survived with the injuries, because everybody's like, oh, they got guys that are hurt.
Yeah.
But it's easier to play defense right out of the gate. Look, the model has Florida Atlantic by 2, but here's where the talent differential, you just got to go with Tennessee. I don't think you can pick Florida Atlantic here, but you're getting 5.5 points. So of all the games that are being played, this is probably my second favorite one out there. I think this is a really good basketball game, and I think it has the makings of a potential upset the way Florida Atlantic's been playing.
All right, how many minutes of basketball? You've spent a lot of time handicapping these games. How many minutes of basketball have you watched, if any?
Oh, passively, probably 2 or 3 hours worth.
That's big for you. I'm proud of you.
Well, I'll get on the rowing machine. I'll get on the bike. I'll get on the treadmill. Sunday I got out the oil paints and I started painting while I was watching a game. I did the same thing watching Mississippi State Pitt. I was painting. But most of the time I just watch the scoreboard. I just look at, I got the ESPN page pulled up on my phone and I just refresh it. And when a game's close, I'll go in and watch the last 5 minutes and be entertained.
Yeah. Like Kansas State, Kentucky.
Oh yeah. No, I watched Kansas State, Kentucky. I've watched the end of a lot of basketball. Gonzaga or the Zags the other day, UCLA the other day, a lot of close games. The last game I do want to touch on, I think this is the biggest upset alert of all of them, is Princeton. I think Princeton can beat Creighton. Princeton's number 47 in scoring efficiency over the last 3 weeks. Creighton's 22. This is absolutely beautiful basketball matchup. They are even across the board. I think Princeton's better inside. I got Princeton 72, Creighton 69. So I'm taking my best bet on the side is Princeton plus 10 this week.
I was about to say that's a 9.5 to 10 point spread, and you think that's crazy, evidently, right?
I don't think it's crazy because Creighton, talent-wise, is just so much better than Princeton. But, man, Princeton is on an absolute heater right now. And, so in the big boy tournament, that's the one game this week. That's really the only game where I'm like, wow, there is a lot of variance between the spread and my model. And if you notice, I don't really have any leans in the model because they're just on top of the spread all over the place. They're on top of the totals everywhere. So I like that one. And the other one I like this week in the big dance is Xavier and Texas under. The line on that's 148. I'm at 137, so pretty good variance there. I got Texas 71-67 over Xavier.
Nice. Blake will be excited about that because he picked Texas to win it. I picked UCLA to win it. I don't feel good about the Zags though. I just this may be a year where Few comes out instead of being the number 1 seed or even a number 2, he's a number 3, and you didn't talk about him they didn't talk about him all year. This may be their window of opportunity, Bartoo.
It could be. The one thing you look at in the numbers, there's no team that jumps out that makes me go, oh my God, on both sides of the ball. Okay, it's not like Georgia number one in offensive scoring efficiency and number two in defensive scoring efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
Now, granted, there's 366 teams. I'd say the best balanced team right now over the last 3 weeks, UCLA, number 11 in offense, number 31 in defense. So that is the most balanced college basketball team out there. Alabama's not too far away. Number 4 on defense, number 47 on offense. If you go straight by the numbers, this is heading towards a UCLA Alabama matchup in the championship game.
Yeah, I can't have Bama win they've won enough in football. I can't have them win in basketball. I can't put up with that. Dave Bartoo on the Farm Bureau Insurance guest line. Blake?
Yeah, Dave, we've had 2 number 1 seeds go down, and we've had 2 number 2 seeds go down. You have Bama and Houston as the 1s left. You have Texas and UCLA as the 2s left. Does your model favor the chalk, those 4 teams, or someone in the rest of the field moving forward?
Yeah, no. My upset that the model is leaning right now is Princeton over Creighton, and possibly Florida Atlantic over Tennessee.
Not Miami over Houston.
Again, you have a what did Houston play? What did Miami play in the league? Now, I think Houston is extremely vulnerable. They have one of the worst offensive numbers. They can go cold. They're awesome on defense. They're 16th over the last 3 weeks, but they're 138th on offense. And so if they can't get the offense going, they're absolutely a vulnerable number 1 because Miami's defensive number is 98. They got a better defense than Houston's offense. I think this is going to be a defensive game. I think it's going to be under the 138. But if we're looking for weaknesses in teams, Houston is 138th. San Diego State's 150th in offense. Tennessee's 117th. That's about where the weaknesses are. UConn and Arkansas 131st and 120th. So if I was to pick a team of those ones you just named, 1s and 2s that'll go down, it'll be Houston, and it'll be at the hands of bad shooting. It'll be on the offensive side that gets them beat.
The Jim Larinaga is the coach at Miami. It's a hell of a story. He's like 70 years old, kind of late in his career type deal. It's pretty cool. All right, Dave Bartoo.
Yeah,
you need to paint.
You be good.
Okay, we want you to paint a painting of our studio or something, or me turkey hunting. I don't know. We'll have to figure that out.
You turkey hunting. Actually, Fulton sent me a picture of sunset over the Mississippi State baseball stadium.
Ooh, that'd be
he
awesome.
Sent that to me like. Now that I think about it, I need to fire that up for Fulton over at USA Pond.
Yes, you do,
and get that done. Maybe it'll be worthy to put in the studio.
See you, buddy.
Take it easy.
Out of Bounds Show is powered by Independent Roofing Systems, the #1 commercial and industrial roofing company in the state of Mississippi. Show is also presented by MississippiSportsMedicine.com. We will see you tomorrow. Hit the podcast today. Thanks.